flower.
It smells just like marijuana.
Exactly.
It's not marijuana, but it is very similar, and it is psychoactive and legal without a medical card. You may recall several years ago when CBD came on the market, and it was sold in a lot of wellness stores and vape shops all over Maryland.
Yeah, now another product is sold in the same stores, but this one is intoxicating like marijuana and unregulated. Minnie Becerra joining us now with her I-Team report. Minnie, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's called Delta 8, and frankly, I had never heard of it before until just recently. People were talking about it in the newsroom, and it is a form of cannabis similar to marijuana, but it's not quite as potent. It is also legal because of a loophole in federal law. Now the question becomes, should it be regulated? Inside stores like this across Maryland, you can purchase an array of cannabis products that will get you high. No prescriptions or medical card needed.
You can do edibles that are like gummies. You can also do vape products.
It's called Delta 8, very close cousin of Delta 9, otherwise known as marijuana. And due to a loophole in federal law, it's technically legal to buy Delta 8 over the counter. Regular flower?
Yeah, that's regular flower.
It smells just like marijuana.
Exactly. The difference between the two, if you've never tried it, would be marijuana is a lot stronger. So if you're smoking that, you're going to feel like maybe you have 1 or 2 drinks of wine.
So Delta 8 THC seems to produce all of the same types of effects that Delta 9 THC does. It seems to be a little bit less potent, but potency can be overcome with increasing the dose. This box just contains the smokes.
Dr. Ryan Vondre is a cannabis researcher, studies the effects of cannabinoids in this lab at Johns Hopkins Baby Medical Center. He's conducting a study on Delta 8 right now.
So the biggest problem right now in my mind is that Delta 8 is largely unregulated, and it's widely available. And so it's a substance that has abuse potential. It can cause psychoactive drug effects and impairment of functioning. And the products that are available right now are you don't really know what's in them.
I was shocked to see it at the corner store around the corner from my house. 100 milligram Delta THC, Delta 8 THC products and gummies, and those could be purchased by anybody, and so that's highly intoxicating.
Will Tilburg is the executive director of the Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission.
It's scary, and it's important that the state of Maryland take this issue seriously and look to certain policy interventions to prevent youth access. And going beyond that, to ensure that all consumers understand what is in the product that they're consuming.
He says the Delta 8 problem is growing nationwide.
We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of poison control calls and adverse events. 2 years ago, there were 100 calls, I think, to poison control that were related to Delta 8, and in the past 12 months, there were more than 2,000.
Have had some reactions, and mostly they're people that are uncomfortably high.
Jimmy Leonard is a toxicologist with the Maryland Poison Center. His biggest concern is young children.
0 to 5-year-olds getting into these products because they might be shaped like candy bars. They might be just little gummies that kids will get into, and children don't generally eat one gummy, right? Or one piece of candy. They will eat as much as they possibly can.
So what is the loophole? How is Delta 8 legal? Well, it's all due to the Federal Farm Bill of 2018. Basically, it says if it's derived from hemp, it's legal. And Delta 8 is found in hemp in very small amounts. So technically, it can be sold without any federal regulation. And experts say it's not illegal at this point in Maryland either. Will Tilburg says, meanwhile, the state is trying to take action.
There was, as you referenced, a bill introduced to the General Assembly this year that initially would have brought Delta 8 and these other isomers into the state's medical cannabis program, which is what my agency regulates. And there was significant discussion during the session about how best to do this, to regulate this moving forward.
He says ultimately the General Assembly needs more time to draft legislation, and his office is working with stakeholders to come up with the best path forward. The legislators did pass an age restriction of 21 or older to purchase Delta 8. That law took effect July 1st. But
I'm not sure how widely understood that law change is by both the businesses that sell these products and law enforcement agencies that would be tasked with enforcing them.
Keith Manley says he's always had a 21 and over policy. As for government regulation,
it's a good thing. We would love to be a part of it because we feel like right now it's a gray area. And I think if there are specific rules and requirements, then it gives everyone the same playbook to work from and knowing what they need to do.
there are some very strong opinions on this issue. State legislators